I'm Kyle Kinane. I'm from Addison, Illinois. You know, like somebody like goes to the movie like, that was stupid, who knows nothing about movies. There wasn't no explosions or nothing. That's how I am with beer. How was that beer? I had to drink like 10 of them to get drunk. It sucked. Like I'm well aware of my ignorance. With the show, I felt like people are coming out to see, not only comedy, but I was booking musicians from Chicago that have influenced me. Hopefully get it all together and mix the right way.
Thank you for having me on your show.
It was my pleasure. Everybody's like, well, how'd you get into comedy? Who influenced you? I was like, oh, it was all my friends. They're still the funniest people I know. Like, they'll still beat out. I don't know, I'm supposed to say like Richard Pryor or George Carlin. It's still my friends. They're still the funniest people. I mean, it's a great city in the summertime. It's a great day out there right now. We're day drinking, you know? I like that there are dive bars that have not been repurposed as hipster bars. LA has very limited drinking spots, and they get co-opted very easily. And here it's like, no, a bar could just be a bar. It doesn't have to have a wacky theme. It doesn't be like, this bar has been possessed by the devil. It's the devil bar. That's why cheap beer's $3 more than it should be. You have to pay for everything's got devil decorations. Beer companies give you free decorations. You can just put those up. So it's sold out tonight, and I think a lot in part due to Brendan. So it's going to be more comedians playing for music fans, I think. But again, hopefully it's because, oh shit, he agreed to do this, so therefore it makes the show okay. As opposed to like, oh, we get tricked into seeing a comedy show. It's like, well, if he's doing it, maybe we can accept. For being punk rock, it's a very closed-minded group of people. I'm like, well, somebody else has to tell us it's okay first. Worries me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Chicago's own Kyle Kinane.
Hello. Thanks for coming to the show. Get on in there. Get on in there. Come on in. Don't worry about it. Come on in, straight from the beach. Get a seat and have a drink. That wasn't that funny. No, that didn't deserve laughter like that. But you're primed up. I like it. Thanks for coming to the show. This is my show. It is called Dancing Around the Shit Fire because I figured if it all goes to hell, you know what you bought tickets for. So your expectations are low. If we pull this off, awesome. If it all goes to hell, I don't care. It's called Dancing Around a Shit Fire for a reason. It's my own little love letter. Chicago came back, like, do you want to do a show? And I said yes, not knowing what that entailed. Entails organization. I became a comedian because of the lack of organization in my life. Show up at a bar, drink, tell jokes for 10 minutes, go home. I got that part. Now here I am in charge of curating a show, but I've got friends in the show, comedians, music, and I try to mix it all together, so hopefully it'll be fun. Got my good friends Brian Cook and Ben Royer here telling jokes, so give it up for them. I like coming back to Chicago. It's strange when I come back. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have lived, enough to where there's so many stories and experiences that I've had that I'm forgetting some of them. It's not that I lived a boring life and don't have anything to talk about. I've managed to collect so much that I need reminders of things that happen. That happens when I come back to Chicago. There's stories that I should have remembered, that should have been ingrained, that were like important stories that I will only be reminded of, like driving through a neighborhood or something. And it was, I think we were going through Lincoln Park, and I just remember I saw an apartment complex, and that's when I remember, like, oh man, that's where we partied with that dead guy. And like, that's something I should have remembered. That's something that should have stayed at the forefront of exciting things that happened in my life. Not just like, oh, it's a throwaway thing. We partied with a dead dude once. And what? I mean, it wasn't like we celebrated, like he was just on the couch in some sort of weird slasher flick and we were just drinking beers around him. It was like one of the first adult parties, you're 22 or 23 and you go to somebody who has an apartment and it's like a nice Lincoln Park, so it's already kind of they're doing a little bit better than everybody else. Then you go there. It's like the first apartment where somebody bought a couch, like they didn't just find a couch. And you go there and like that's what people talk about because now you're adults and you don't know what to do. Like, oh, okay, cool couch, man. Yeah, it's nice, great. And then it's like new furniture, and you had to treat it like a baby. You couldn't eat or drink around it. You couldn't smoke around it. It's a new couch, man. Don't smoke around a new couch. And so we all went out. We're all out on the back, on the deck area. And it's Lincoln Park, so it was the kind of decks that would collapse and kill DePaul students. Those kind of, those stackers. But none of us were in college anymore, so I wasn't worried about that happening. And so we're all out there, and we're all just smoking a bunch of pot and getting into it because we can't smoke inside on the couch. So we're all just smoking out there, just like, okay, yeah, we're just doing this. And everybody's got something on them, so we're just all lighting up. Nobody even wants to go back inside, so it's just, took a turn to be a pot party instead of a booze party. And we're all out there, and a uniformed police officer descends, comes from the upstairs deck, and walks down, and instantly we just like, oh shit, we're done for. Like that's like it's not like he came in through the front, like descended down, and we're like, oh, this is it. And you just to see idiot. Like, I mean, we're still afraid of getting busted for pot. It's still criminal in Illinois. I live in California, just have it. But like here, and then thinking like 15 years ago, you'd still like get in trouble for that kind of thing, and nobody wants riffraff. And so to just see like 20 people just trying to hide lit joints and bowls, like, quick, get rid of it. Oh shit, ow, and like throw it over. I'm not throwing it over, I just lit it, and just burning pockets. And this cop comes down, and he's oddly jovial for a police officer, to the point where you're just like, oh, he just knows how bad he's gonna bust us, and he's happy about it. Kind of like a little spring to his step, coming down, and he just comes down. He's like, hey, what's going on, guys? What's up? Hey. Cool party, man. Cool party. Yeah. And we're just like, and he's looking in the apartment, and he's just like, hey, new couch? And so then he's just looking in the party. He's kind of wistful, even just looking in, like, and just tapping his foot with the music. He's like, yeah, I think I got the CD. I like these guys. He's tapping his foot, and we're just still all standing there, like, he's just fucking with us, right? There's no way he doesn't realize what we've been doing out here. And so finally, but he's holding it long enough. It was like this weird standoff. Like, he's going to wait for us to incriminate ourselves. He's got like, and so we got to say something to break this silence. And so somebody's feeling like, oh, I'll ask him if it's too loud. And I'm like, good one. Ask him if it's too loud. That's good. It's not saying anything bad, it's just a minor discrepancy. And so I was like, what is it? Music too loud, officer? And that's where it broke his moment, because he was just having a moment looking at the party. Yeah. And you just see me goes, oh, no. Guy died upstairs. I think I'd rather just get busted for pot than knowing I was just celebrating life underneath my own mortality. And you just saw a bunch of potheads just go, oh. Like, that ruined the party more than the cops arresting anybody. And it was like the guy had diabetes or something. And so it was just like, oh, shit. It's also that weird moment where you realize, like, I want to hate on cops as much as the next guy, but at some point you got to be like, all right, they're in a customer service job where the customer is always a piece of shit. that's gonna wear you down. I know cops are usually dick, but you have to realize nobody is ever calling 911 and the emergency is like, the bake sale made too many cupcakes. That's never what they're dealing with. It's always bad. If you just punch into work and then you just realize you're going to deal with shit all day, you might have a bit of an attitude. So I kind of have like, all right, so there's a little bit of empathy, a little bit. And so for this guy to just have a moment like, parties on a Friday. Remember when I used to be able to do this? No, now it's just checking in on dead guys upstairs. But the most amazing part, and this is like, so and that killed the party. You know, everybody's in a mood like, I don't want to listen to another mix CD. We're leaving the party, and it's a walk-up, and we're all walking down at the same time that the coroner is carrying out the bank. And the coroner, they are hitting on girls leaving the party. And I will never understand that confidence. I will never know. I will make, 9 bouts of eye contact with a woman at a bar and be like, I probably got something in my beard or something. That's the only way. These guys are just one hand free going, how are you? Good to meet you. What's your name? Tracy. How are you, Tracy? Where are you guys going? Where are you going later? What is it, 4 a.m.? If it's 4 a.m., we can make it. If it's 2 a.m., we got paperwork. Give me your number. Give me your number. Well, you call my phone, all right? I can't. My hands are full. You call my phone. I'll never understand that confidence, but hey, God bless him, making the best out of a bad situation right there. Oh my goodness. I'll just put this will be like if we're all on the same level for this show pretty much. It's just I've just been alone for a long time. I'm not lonely, but you live alone and you start adhering to behaviors where you live alone, and it's kind of, having a roommate wasn't bad. Somebody around to keep you in check. Like, hey, knock it off. It's all, I could eat that thing off the floor. No, you can't. It's the last hot dog. It doesn't matter. I was at home, and I was watching, some UFO television show. The truth. And I was sitting there, and I picked my nose. That's what you do, all right? Happens. It's your finger, it's your nose, it fits right in there. That's God's design, as far as I'm concerned. Rooting around, doing a little farming. And I didn't want to wipe it on the couch. I'm not an asshole. Plus, I got a new couch. Eventually, you get there. I was too lazy to go get up and get a paper towel. That's right, paper towel, not a Kleenex. I'm not uppity, all right? Paper towels. I was too lazy to get that. So what I did is I put it back in my nose. Right back in the garage. And if you view that as a solution, we're going to get along. If you think that's disgusting, just check your phone when I'm on stage. I know. It's just weird. You get to that point where you experience defeats that are disguised as victories, Friends like, what? Hey, man, what do you got going on tomorrow morning? I was like, I don't have to wake up for anything. Actually, a lot sadder when you change your attitude about it. Stuff that should be a success. I stopped getting diarrhea. But I didn't change my lifestyle. It's like when you drive around with your check engine light on, then your check engine light goes off. But you didn't fix your car. That's not your car going, you're probably busy, I'll take care of it. That's your car going, fuck it, you're not heeding warning signs, I quit. Guys, thank you so much for coming into this show. I really do appreciate it. We're going to kick things off first here. with a song from my new friend Brendan Kelly. Brendan, you want to come up here and sing a tune? Hey, buddy. Thanks for coming to the show.
Oh man, you told me to come here like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So free booze will get musicians to do anything. And Brendan is from a band called Lawrence Arms. And
That's true. Hey.
Brendan Kelly, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if this is on. Hey, so yeah, this part's not gonna be that funny. Sorry about that in advance, but it's gonna be super. It's gonna be super good. It's gonna make your penises very hard. Here we go. Marching on my face, dancing on the grave, but I ain't even in. Pissing on my shoes and the fucking my mom and aunts again, and I'm choking on the fumes. Over promising you, crumbled in the sloppy dusty doom. Once I spread my wings and flew. If it smells like shit and it looks like shit, then my friend, you can bet that we'll get rich off it. You can dream it, you can wrap it up and give it to the girl you've been loving. I just thinking about fucking them, baby. Whoa, whoa, it's a crazy fucking world. And so the healthy white baby to the Transco moms. I said, the healthy white baby, what else do you got? I said, the Negro born with its heart outside, and a filthy cocksucker that can't stop getting high. I drive all night and they never pull me over, even though I'm always high. You won't like me when I'm sober, cause I just check my phone inside. Over and over and over and over and over and over. Over and over and over, and I want to pound bricks on a night like this. Wake up 100 miles or so from where I should have been. I got nothing but time to kill, so baby jump in. Let's go see the people, baby, that we should have been. These are the people, baby, we should have been. Oh, these are the people who maybe should have been. If it smells like shit and it looks like shit, then there's a guy that's gonna try to stick his dick in it. If you can dream it, you can wrap it up and give it to the girl you've been loving her, just thinking about fucking that baby. Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, it's a crazy fucking world. Oh. You can scream it, you can wrap it up and sell it to the girl you've been loving and just telling everybody you're fucking when you're not really fucking her that much, baby. Laughs at a comedy show? I like it. Whoa.
Appropriate. Brendan Kelly, ladies and gentlemen. When he does a song, he's too good to sit in the audience now, huh? Goes around the back. Brendan was in a band called Slapstick, which I remember trying to drive to Elgin to see with my friend Bob, and we got in a car accident, which was wild. We got rear-ended in the rain, and he had an old crappy T-Bird, and we got, never gotten rear-ended before. We're in high school. He was like, smash, like, oh no. And I looked around and Bob was gone. He was driving and he was gone. And I'm like, oh, he went through the windshield. But his seat just broke, so he's just laying flat back. And driving, and not hurt, but just frustrated. So I'm like, are you all right? And he's just laying down, just like, son of a bitch. Like he was just upset that he had to buy a new T-Bird. We're going to keep things going with this show. Up next is There's a friend of mine that I met him in Seattle. He lives in Los Angeles now, and he runs a show that will be in, I don't know if it's this theater, but one of these theaters after this show called Competitive Erotic Fan Fiction, which is where you, the audience, will suggest any topic from pop culture, movies, TVs, things like that. And then the comedians on stage will have a half hour to go back and write a 5-minute filthy story about it involving those characters. I have performed on it a couple times and have gone to places in my brain that I'm scared that exist. I'm scared to know that I can write that about Smokey and the Bandit. It's haunting. And it's definitely worth checking it out. Very funny stand-up, keeping in the theme of gruff white men on this show. Give it up for Brian Cook, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, another sad bearded dipshit. Who's ready? Hello. Guys, I've got some bad news. It turns out cell phones do indeed cause cancer. Only if you accept calls from your mom. It's not radiation, it's repetition. It's explaining what a podcast is to an elderly person for the 5th time in a week. That's the real. But the good news is, guys, guess what? Old BC did you a favor, cured cancer. Oh, I'm sorry, I just said I cured fucking cancer, Chicago. Turns out all you have to do is once a week, you call up a collection agency, tell them to eat a hot dick. And then the key is you sing Jungle Love until they hang up on you. Jungle Love, driving me mad. Just the first line, over and over again. Cancer-free, this guy. All right, moving on. Listen. It's not what we came here to talk about. I want to talk to gay people. Listen, gay people. When this unpleasantness with the Supreme Court is behind us, and you all have the rights that you've deserved all along, I hope that you will remember and give credit to where credit is due for having gotten you there. And I'm, of course, referring to straight, white 20-somethings posting to their Pinterest boards photos of cupcakes with the marriage equality logo. You're the real heroes. People who boldly said, when faced with the problems of only other people in their entire life, said to themselves, how can I best express my outrage with baked goods? People who bravely looked in the face of only other people's adversity ever in their entire lives and said, I mean, this is cute. Some people don't have the same rights as me, and you know how I love being part of a thing. But what if we took that marriage equality logo and made it like 2 strips of bacon, you guys? What if instead of taking something seriously for the first time in my entire white privileged life, we made that 2 curly Q mustaches? Huh? You pieces of shit? How long did it take your worst friend on Facebook the day that whole thing started? It made me wish that I was around in the 60s and Facebook had existed so that those same people could have changed their profile picture to like the Black Power fist, but photoshopped a shake weight into it. Right? Because what was it George Washington said? Irony before equality? I am a liberal, by which I mean I am useless to society. Listen, love you liberals. We don't have a lot of real world skills when it comes right down to it. That's why you only hear about Republicans getting upset about foreigners coming into this country and stealing jobs. No one ever swam the Rio Grande to come work in marketing. If you weren't aware of that fact. If you don't believe me, everyone in this room is a graphic designer or an unemployed graphic designer. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me to my face that I'm wrong. I could best explain this. I was sitting at a stoplight once in Seattle. This will also tell you why our generation is fucked, but mostly in super liberal parts of the country. I was sitting at a stoplight and I'm watching these dudes hammer away on railroad ties, like muscular fucking men. And I'm thinking to myself, these are the men who built this nation, right? I didn't even know railroad worker was still a viable career option. And I'm watching these dudes, but juxtapose that with what was on my radio at the time. I had it tuned to NPR, and they were doing a story on urban berry picking. It's what we get, liberals. Look, the right wing pisses me off sometimes, too, but somebody's got to build the fucking railroads while we trade cobbler recipes on Morning Edition. And I'm watching these dudes hammer away with muscles and tattoos, and not like newfangled Lincoln Park barista tattoos, by the way. Like old school, crooked, monochrome tattoos that look like they were applied with a rusty fishhook and ink from a squid that they killed with their bare hands. That's where tattoos used to wind up, by the way, on sailors and railroad workers, and people that went to prison for murdering sailors and railroad workers. Now, not so much. Mostly baristas and people that do stories on NPR about urban berry picking. When the other shoe falls and the economy drops, we're all going to die. You get that, right? If you don't believe me, ask the next dude you see in your neighborhood with his tattoos. Ask your neighborhood barista, and the story you will get is, this is a kitty, and that's a robot that I had when I was 9, and this is my favorite Ninja Turtle. He dies in the apocalypse. He dies first. Then go ask your grandfather or the oldest, most conservative member of your family. Ask that guy in your family that still doesn't know to call those Brazil nuts. If you didn't get that joke, just don't Google what do old racist guys call Brazil nuts. Ask that dude about his tattoos, and the answer you will get is, a whore in Korea gave them to me. Because he is a fucking man. His political opinions aside, he is a man, and he saw some shit. He has some skills. My dad has a degree in botany. When the other shoe falls, he can grow corn. I have a degree in music. When the other shoe falls, I could play in the band Korn. It's not gonna work out for me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure all of you with your graphic design degrees will come in super handy after the apocalypse, just finding new ways that we can mark our faces with the blood of our enemies to identify each other on the battlefield while we fight over scraps of food in the failed city-state that used to be Chicago. And well, you with your communications degrees can hammer out tribunals between warring factions in the failed city-state that used to be Chicago. I'll be over in the corner with my music degree, just beavering away on a new national anthem for our bankrupt state. Oh, and then we can all meet back around the campfire at sundown to take turns blowing the one guy that knows how to kill a fucking deer so we don't all starve to death. So it turns out that latte art is not a sustainable food source. Nobody has any real skills anymore unless they learn them with like a weird ironic detachment, right? Like it'll be 2 months after the apocalypse and someone's gonna realize we're running out of bullets and be like, oh shit, Amber, didn't you take a class in smelting metal one time? She's gonna be like, yeah, but I only learned to make ironic belt buckles for my Etsy store. I don't know how to make ammunition. And then we're all hillbilly food. That's how that works. By the way, I don't know if that whole thing's going on still, if it's still cool to like have a blog about pickling. Don't have a blog about pickling. Kill yourself first, by the way. I don't know if that's still like a cool thing to like do old-timey skills, but let me just break it to you. Anything you do in your leisure time that your grandparents did out of necessity does not make you interesting. Churning butter or building railroads or whatever the fuck people... I want someone to just stop all of that with the ultimate act of irony, just end it, and have their firstborn ironically die of typhoid. Just take care of it. Just be number one hipster. We can all fucking move on. I'm a liberal, but I find that I'm only a liberal on big stuff. Because, like, gay marriage, of course, should be legal. If you don't believe in gay marriage, don't fucking get gay married. Like, it's pretty easy. I'm 35. I'm a heavy drinker. Not once have I woken up gay married. So if you don't believe in it, just don't fucking get gay married. I say that, but then I was sitting one time at a stoplight, and I'm watching a young, like, heterosexual couple out for a jog while holding hands. And I got so mad I couldn't sleep for 3 fucking days. You get that I'm a hypocrite, right? They couldn't affect my life less. But I would not only vote for legislation tomorrow making it illegal to go jogging while holding hands, but punishable by death. I want them put in camps. And don't try to give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they were running to catch a bus. They were wearing headbands, wristbands, jogging shorts. Unless they were running to catch a bus to just go jog somewhere else. This was just a young couple who was so in love they couldn't bear to be more than a foot away from each other. And I want them to die screaming. But I'm liberal on all the big stuff. Drugs, I don't care what you want to do. Shoot heroin into your cock vein on a city bus on a sunny day. Doesn't affect my life. But when I see a commercial where an ad agency makes a woman eat yogurt with her eyes closed and then turn the spoon over to make sure she gets every last little drop of it off, I start to get Republicans. Because Republicans just want everyone to act just like them, and I don't eat goddamn low-fat key lime Yoplait with my eyes closed. And I sure as shit don't do it on television. And ladies, if we have any feminists here tonight, I support your cause wholeheartedly. But do yourselves a favor. Rather than like campaigning to get the names of manhole covers changed to person hole covers, go out and burn down a Yoplait factory. Huh? Or a Duncan Hines refinery. Wherever else they churn out that garbage that then gets marketed to you in a cute way that you can relate to, right? Because who cares that you make 75% less than your male counterparts at work and none of your hopes and dreams are quite working out the way you planned and that dipshit that knocked you up in high school left you before your 27th birthday. As long as you got your little molten chocolate lava microwavable brownie biscuits, right, ladies? People complain about how women get portrayed in films and on television shows, but I don't think that's the real problem because I saw a movie once where they let Denise Richards play a rocket scientist. I think commercials are far more evil because there is an ad on TV right now for Klondike bars. Remember those in the 90s? It was just something cute, like, what would this guy do for a Klondike bar? Cluck like a chicken, right? There's literally a Klondike bar ad on TV right now that's just this. What would this guy do for a Klondike bar? Listen to his wife talk for 5 seconds. It's a real commercial on TV that people watch with their faces every day and liberals aren't burning down Klondike bar factories. Listen to his wife talk for 5 seconds. They took the subtext of every Bud Light ad and made it the text of a Klondike bar ad. Like, we're this close to them just being like, hey, what's up, bro? You hate chicks, right? Put this in your mouth till she shuts up, Klondike.com. Hey, what do you hate more than broads? Your mom was one, Klondike, what would you do? Hey, bro, let me ask you this. When was the last time you held a woman down and just beat her with your fists and listened to her little bird bones crack while you watched that halo of blood form around her head in your driveway and then just stood there and crushed fucking curls till the cops showed up and you died in a hail of gunfire because your mommy never loved you, but she didn't raise no pussy? Hey, ice cream, huh? Thanks, guys. I'm Brian Cook. Give it up for Kyle Kinane.
Made fun of everybody on the show and the whole audience. What's that? Sure, dude. You're gonna heckle? That's what you came up with? Haven't you watched these videos on YouTube? You know how this ends. You go home early and have to find something else to do with your night. No. I always wanted my Klondike bar ad to just be a man staring down at blood-soaked hands, just going, what have I done for this Klondike bar? Hey, Brendan, are you back there? Yeah. Hey, Brendan Kelly's gonna sing another song. How about it?
Okay. The song is about how God hates us all. And it's set to ska. Sing a song about smoking flames, the butt down our lazy yesterdays. Let's pretend this poverty is fine. Sit on our front porches like we do it all the time. On these mean streets, it's all the same. Wash my shoes while they take me on my way. And I step to the beat everywhere I go. Out these rolling windows, waking up these windows. And we're just waiting for the end. I'd just like to pause right here to say, really didn't think I was going to play this song tonight, and I have not rehearsed it. But because I am a fucking consummate professional, I know every goddamn chord and every fucking note. And the fact that I nailed that flawlessly just now should make you guys all really fucking stoked. Okay? When the battles I'll be fighting, steady living is a lot like dying. When the battles I'll be fighting, living is a lot like dying. It's a lot like dying. Oh. All the vultures are circling over red. Nobody's crying, we're all already dead. I so my days off and now I sit around like every other waste of space sitting in this town. These are the only chances we have. 'Cause when the bell tolls, I'll be fine. Say the living is a lot like dying. When the bell tolls, I'll be fine. Living is a lot like dying. It's a lot like dying. Yo, Jesus ain't gonna save you this time. Your precious Savior is laughing while we die.
So on the record, there's a guitar solo here. But obviously, I'm just one man.
When the bell tolls, I'll be fine. Said the living is a lot like dying. When the bell tolls, I'll be fine. Living is a lot like dying. When the bell tolls, I'll be fine. Said the living is a lot like dying. Jesus ain't gonna save you this time. Precious Savior is laughing. Your precious Savior is laughing. Your precious Savior is laughing. Laughing while we die. Laughing while we die. Laughing while we die. Woo!
You just went from musician to just being entertainer on that one. You just Neil Diamond that shit. I'm gonna stop the song right now to tell you a couple of lovely details about myself. It works. You got a future, kid. Keep it up. Keep it. I only got an hour. Shit, fire only burns for an hour here, guys. So next I come to the stage. He's part of there's a Denver contingent called the Grolics, who are comedians that are just outstanding, and they got the chance to make a pilot for Amazon called Those Who Can't. And it's one of the best things you can look at on your computer. I say that beyond pornography. It's that funny, and they're just great guys out of Denver, and I'm happy to have them on my show. Give it up for Ben Roy, everybody.
Keep it going for Kyle. Come on. We had Kyle on Those Who Can't. Did anybody get a chance? Did anybody see it at all? Let me clap if you did or at all. Kyle, we flew Kyle to come in, and Kyle is a true professional in television. We flew him out to do this pilot. He gets in, strolls in, looking like he just woke up in a garage. And he fucking shows up to set, and we're like, do you have your line? You ready for this? And he's like, yeah, what? And I'm like, well, here's your lines. This is the honest thing that came out of his mouth. I handed him the script, and he goes, lines. And that was it. He hadn't read anything, didn't do any, and he did a terrific job. So once again, like, this is really exciting. I big round of applause for Kyle, and I'm flattered that. Yeah, lines. I'm gonna sit. I hope it doesn't offend anybody. I'm not trying to be lazy. I fucking separated 3 of my ribs. And has anybody ever had a rib injury? Anybody in here? Yeah. It's fucking miserable, isn't it? Do you never realize that your ribs are connected to every single life-giving function your body has? It's amazing. Everything hurts. Breathing hurts. Eating. Shitting. Oh my God, shitting. None of you have lived till you've shit with a rib injury. You have not lived at all. My wife was outside my bathroom door, and this is the auditory experience that she got. This is what she heard. She heard this. No. I can't. I can't. I don't want to. And that's the hard part. Okay. No, it's not. I may have to go in and get this one. Just fucked up. Everything. I mean, you would not believe it. Laughing hurt. Sex. Oh my God, sex hurts. And it wouldn't hurt if I could lay there, but I can't because I'm a fuck lion. And I say I'm a fuck lion not because I'm especially fierce or aggressive, but because I take pride. It's really fucking weird doing this show. I'm sober, and I'm fucking hunched out back in the green room with these 3 chemical Sherpas. And I'm trying to stay sober, but this is really hard. I just passed my 3rd year of sobriety on May 23rd. Don't fucking, what are you applauding for? Don't do it. If any of you are thinking you have a drinking problem, ditch your loved ones. It's much easier to do. Because they're the ones that seem to have a problem with the way you drink. So if you get rid of mom and dad, life kicks ass again, doesn't it? I don't understand why people applaud drinking, like sobriety. Because if you think about it, all you're really applauding is the fact that I'm doing the right thing. Because I shouldn't have been drinking like a fucking asshole to begin with. And now you're just applauding me for finally actually behaving as I should. You'd never do that in any other aspect of life. You'd never applaud a kid who comes into the room because he finally stopped putting gum on shit, right? Or you'd never be like, hey, congratulations, Ben. I heard you finally stopped popping tires. Yeah, had to hang up the old switchblade. Well, I couldn't be out slashing and dashing like I used to. I had to give it up. Well, I know how hard it is. So I like to pop a few myself every so often. I hate this. Like, alcohol is the funniest thing because people love to glorify alcoholism. Like, especially in comedy, you always get that, like, bro-y type comic that I look like that'll, like, get up here and be like, yo, where's my alcoholics at? And there's always a girl in the crowd and a bachelorette party that's like, I'm an alcoholic! You know? And then the comic's always like, yo, let me ask y'all something. Yo, you ever been so fucked up? And then cue a story that is not what actual alcoholics do, right? It's always like a good time party anecdote. Why don't you ever hear a comic get up here and say what actual alcoholics do? Why don't you ever hear a comic get up here and go, yo, where my alcoholics at? Yo, let me ask y'all something. Yo, you ever been so fucked up you go home and push your couch in front of your door so your wife and your 5-year-old child can't leave your apartment? Yo, it's like Christ's tomb and shit. Yo, you ever been out at a club? You getting all fucked up, you drinking all kinds of nasty ass liquor, right? You mixing that shit up, and when you go home and go to the bathroom in the morning, there's blood in your bowl? Yo, let me ask y'all something. Yo, you ever been out at a club? You getting real fucked up? You dancing with a shorty? You think she's fine, right? At least you think she is. Then you take that squirrel home, right? And then you wake up in the morning and realize that you just cheated on somebody that you truly care about. No, you never hear that because it's fucking sad. But even worse is that in this country, we love to glorify sobriety. Like, people think that you're some sort of fucking saint if you're sober. Every time I tell people I'm sober, people applaud. And that's the dumbest thing ever. And I get why you applaud. It's because you know how hard it is. Because lowball estimate, conservative, this is the United States. And 98 to 99% of you in here have a serious drug or alcohol problem. Like I said, I'm just fucking lowballing you. But But like the weirdest part is that nobody, like when I tell people I'm sober, it's like I just told them I'm on a mission. They're just like, oh my God, Ben, you're sober? Oh, congratulations, Ben, that's a journey. Oh my God, you're on a journey of self-discovery. And I know it's hard, but you're going to be enlightened because after your 4th week of sobriety, you're going to spring from bed right up. You're going to have 4 glasses of fresh squeezed pomegranate juice. You're going to read a few chapters out of your I Ching, okay? You're going to have a caramel and acai colonic, and you're going to go out and impregnate life with your hope-inspired happiness cock. I want you all to know something right now. I've been sober for 3 years, and I am still one miserable motherfucker. I am not any happier sober. I'm not more enlightened. I'm still prone to random acts of violence. I'm not a better person at all. I have found no enlightenment in sobriety. I haven't. And now some people do, but that's because their life was a cup of diarrhea before they stopped drinking. So anything that isn't huffing long-haul trucker scrotum in the fucking handicap stall of a Stuckey's for Klonopins sounds like an enlightening experience. But for most of us, we don't drink too much because we have to, like an alcohol, our life is shit or that we have a terrible life. We just drink too much because I get nervous. Well, I have a social anxiety, so I drink too much. And then you quit and you think you're going to feel better. And you're like, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit and detox my body and my mind and I'm going to have clarity. And then you stop drinking and you relapse because, all you did was took the liquid earmuffs off your head. And now your demons are way fucking louder than they were before. My demons are talking to me right now. They're like, really? You're wearing tight pants at 33? Really? Did you know your dad had a house at 26 years old? Oh, you're going to write that joke down, Ginsberg. Really? You're going to write... Every time I go to write a joke down in a notebook, that pen going down on the paper is like a needle going down on a record, spinning my favorite self-hating classics. Like this one, Everything You've Ever Written Is Shit by Shame and the Go-Nowheres. I want you all to know that if you have a drug or alcohol problem, don't quit. You're not going to be a better person. I can promise you that. And everybody's like, well, why should I stop? And I'll tell you what I've learned. I've learned that you're supposed to be miserable. I think we forgot that you're supposed to be unhappy. Like a little din of discontent, like a little bit of, just a little bit of unhappiness is really fucking motivating. That's where creativity comes from. That's why great shit comes out of Detroit, Michigan. Have you ever been to Detroit? That place is a fuckhole, right? That's why fucking gay neighborhoods are so awesome right now, because of that perceived inequity. And I want gays and lesbians to have equality. Everybody should, mainly because I don't want anybody mandating what I can do in my bedroom, because I'm a fucking freak. I'm gross. I'll put an eye in an asshole. I don't care. I'm weird. And I don't want somebody quoting some obscure Bible passage and being like, Ben, the Bible says, thou shalt not press lid to fold, or whatever. I mean, I doubt that that's in there, but but I got to admit, guys, I'm terrified because that inequity is what makes gays and lesbians and transgender people so amazing, is that this struggle is important. And I'm afraid that 80 years from now, we need it. But that means that you're going to have your first generation of entitled white trash homosexuals. Which is going to be amazing. It would be pretty awesome driving through a trailer park and seeing a guy in cut-off Daisy Duke shorts standing in front of a fuchsia double-wide trailer that's got a POW MIA flag hanging off the front of it, and he's got like 9 dirty-mouthed Asian kids running around the lawn. He's got a 3-legged Lhasa Apso that he's tied to a scion he's propped up on almond milk crates. Sit in your own shit. If you have a drug or alcohol problem, stop ignoring those voices. They are alarms. They're saying real shit about you. I was fat and ineffectual. I was lazy. Like I was a piece. That's why that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start my own chemical dependency program. It's called Sit in Your Own Shit. You guys want to come to a meeting? Sure, you can come to a meeting, but I've coned off 4 square blocks around the building. You can't park anywhere near it. And when you get to the building, it's a windowless cement structure with a banner on the front that says, "You'll find no solace in here." And inside, every meeting is just me shouting at you all at the top of my lungs. "Hey, John, how are you feeling today?" "Well, I'm not smoking methamphetamine anymore, and I'm having panic attacks, but I wrote 4 chapters in my sci-fi novel." "Woo! Now we're really doing it, John!" "Hey, Bob, how are you feeling?" "Well, I'm not drinking anymore, and I'm not talking to my mother. She's a terrible influence on me." "Woo! You taste that on your tongue, Bob? That's life calling you." "Hey, Brett, how are you doing?" "Ben, I can't get it up anymore." "Brett, get the fuck out." Told you want to be part of the program, you got to be able to get your dick hard, Brett. You guys are awesome. Enjoy the rest of the show. My name's Ben Roy. Thanks a lot.
Ah, Ben Roy. Oh, my goodness. Oh, just what this show needed. More straight, white, frustrated males telling you how the world should be. Oh, boy. Well, I think we're getting there. Hey, Brendan. I like how this has just become like a you can't do that on television sort of thing with us. What do you want? You want to put a caboose on this train wreck?
I know there's something hilarious we can talk about with cabooses, but I'm just not adept enough to deal with it right now. But
Good plan.
they're like the anuses of trains, right?
The anuses of trains?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a butt called a caboose before. I think a grandfather may have said that. Look at the caboose on that one. That's what they've done for decades. I think since cabooses were invented, people have referred to butts. But you went the other way. You're like, look at the ass on that train. You're much more of an aficionado of the railway than you are of the female form.
Yeah. Well, Hey, man.
All right. Take it home. Did you have fun? Did you have fun, Brendan?
No, not really.
That's good. Well, good. Brendan Kelly, everybody.
So just so we're clear, the last thing, I'm gonna fuck it. Whether it's your ass or your caboose. Totally unrelated. This is a song about children.
What's a pretty little thing like you doing in this dingy old back room? I got some candy, a piece for every bruise. Grab it if it's handy, any cock-a-doo. Now dance to the beat of the slow, slow burn of the world as it weeps in this slow, slow burn. And the shoes on your feet ain't set to return. I'm the one that's walking out alone. You won't need a sandals where you're going, 'cause baby, you ain't ever going home. And the last sound that you'll ever know are the vultures crying, whoa, 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 no. Soon they'll be picking at your bones, they'll be picking at your bones, they'll be picking at your bones, whoa, 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 whoa. Got you in the bathroom with a real white stance. Caught you down by the lagoon with my hands down your pants. On an old dirty mattress with stains and yellow scars. I started out watching, but I get so hard. You don't need that mattress where you're going, and I'm the one that's walking out alone. And mister, you ain't never going home.
I feel like I should stop right now because the thing is that I grew up in Chicago in Lincoln Park, and when I was a kid, we used to go down and get high behind the lagoon, like between Diversey and Fullerton in the park. You guys know where that is, right? And there used to be this like incredible like shrub wall, and we'd go back there and we would just smoke weed. And about a year after we discovered that it was the best place to go and get high, the dudes that want to go have anonymous awesome sex discovered that was the place for that as well. And so they went for it. I mean, we were just going back there and smoking joints, but they were like dragging mattresses and shit back there. And so every now and then we would walk back and we're just like cruising into the trees, and there's just a dude standing by a ready to go mattress, just smoking a cigarette, like 45-year-old man. He's just like, hey, how you guys doing? And we're like, oh, fuck, we're just here to get high. But cool setup you got here, I guess, if you're into that. So I should have done this before I did that verse, because that's what that was about. So in conclusion, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Here we go. I don't even remember where the song is. I really don't remember where the song is now. I really don't. I'm gonna. Okay. I wrote this song when I was fucking 15, and I've never played it live before. I haven't practiced it. It stinks, but it was about I don't know, some chicks in my class when I was in 8th grade. This is gonna suck. So, Kyle, thanks. I'm ruining the end of your show. Well done. That's why that guy's funny, and I work at Denny's. Here we go. I'm kidding. I'm part-time at Denny's. They won't even really. All right, here we go. This is about when you're sad. It's called Cutting Myself. I wrote this when I was 15, so just fucking remember that. I'm 22 now. Here we go.
Cutting myself, burning myself. The flame and the needle and the blade, they all help. Make me feel like I'm in control. Make me feel like mom and dad aren't fighting anymore. And I'll keep cutting myself, burning myself. The pain, the humiliation, the attention, they all help. And maybe now these pimples will clear up. Maybe my stupid sister will keep her big mouth shut. I heat a needle on the stove and I press it in my skin. Then I do it all over again and again and again and again. And I'm cutting myself, burning myself, cutting myself, burning myself with a pen, with a needle, with an old Swiss Army knife, with a stove, with a lighter, with a rusty piece of wire, with a rusty piece of wire.
There you go.
Favorite part is that became a real serious song, but one guy kept laughing. So way to go down the wormhole, one guy that kept laughing at the cutting myself. Brendan Kelly, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it going for Ben Roy and Brian Cook. And thank you for coming to Dancing Around the Shit Fire. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Good night.
Fair grade.
fairgrounds are almost like, what do they call the like international waters that you step on no matter where you are? You go into a fairground like, we're deep frying butter. Of course you are, you lawless fucking psychos. Like, you're excused at a state fair. Like, there could be like, it's already just youth gambling. You're just tricking kids out of their money with ring toss. You're deep frying foods that'll kill you. It is. It's like there could be Somali pirates just taking your wallet there. You'd be like, well, you traveled, you went to the state fair.